Welcome into my little corner of the internet, guys. Today we're going to look at Warhammer Rogue Trader, and I'm only going to play 30 minutes of it. That's kind of my goal with these things. An interesting fact, I guess, I don't know anything about Warhammer at all. I know that there's an emperor, and I know it's like really um, dark, and there's like no good guys. It's just varying shades of bad guys, and that's it. That's all I know. So this is my very first sort of experience with anything Warhammer. I haven't played the game or read the books. I haven't played any of the other video games. So we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping it'll be fun. The whole reason I'm playing it is because there's a new patch out today, and I'm a big fan of Owcats' previous work. Owcats the dev. Um, I like their two previous Pathfinder games, so I'm checking this out just based on how much I like them. It's not the setting; it's the dev that sold me on this. Uh, Unfortunately, since I'm only doing 30 minutes, I assume a lot of it will be taken up by the character creator, but I'll try and speed through it at the same time. So it looks like you have three pre-builts: Bahardor, Darius, and Hecata. Soldier, operative, and warrior. But we're going to go to custom character, even though this won't be my actual playthrough. I just always prefer custom characters. Okay. So there are a pretty good amount of portraits. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5x5, like Dawn from Buffy. So 25 total portraits. I'm probably gonna pick a dude for this playthrough. Whoa. As someone that doesn't know anything about Warhammer, that is a wild picture. I've got the Necronomicon on a chain and a chainsaw sword and head or skulls with candles. There's a lot going on that. All right, he looks pretty cool, like robot Jack Sparrow. This guy doesn't look bad either. I think I'll go with this guy. Oh wow, it looks like my portrait. Do they all do that? Oh wow, they do. That's really cool. I've never seen that before. Wow, that is so neat. Um, okay, where was the guy that I liked? I guess I didn't look at this bottom row. This guy looks kind of cool. But we're gonna stick with this guy. Sort of a generic dude. Um, so you can go with faces and body. Oh, whoops! I messed all that up. Dang it! If I click on it again, will it undo it? No, that's a bummer. Go back. It's a shame. Well, I just started and I've already messed it up. I wish I would have. I didn't realize this up here would undo the guy they built for me. But I'm not going to mess with any of this.
I'll see you
I'll check out the
destroyed.
voices.
You didn't stand a chance. Excellence matters. I'll see you terminated.
Okay. That's okay.
Let my fury rain down upon thee. Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded. The Emperor gave me a vision.
Okay. So that dude's super. I mean, it's called pious, so obviously he's religious.
I don't need luck. I have strategy.
That dude's very Jon Snow.
The best defense is a good offense.
Unleash the storm of macro cannons. Your existence is naught but ashes. Ruinous favor prevails.
That sounds like a British Wolverine to me. Oh,
Watch
God,
this
no,
behold the wrath of madness.
no, I don't like
Didn't
that
see
one.
that one coming, did you?
I think we're gonna go
This
pragmatic.
could be an opportunity.
And I really wish there was a way to get back to that
I'll
dude
make
that
it
looked like
happen.
that picture. Oh well. Homeworld. Looks like this is a kind of a background, I guess. Death World. On Death Worlds, the plant beasts and sometimes even the environment itself take aggressive and destructive forms inimical to human life. Whilst exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Death Worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardiest and most resilient populations in the galaxy. Those tested and found wanting die young. Yikes. So it looks like this is for strength, toughness, and agility. Intelligence and fellowship would have negatives. I'm assuming fellowships something to do with your team. High fellowship will help a character find a way to deceive, charm, or befriend them. Oh, so I guess that's charisma. Okay. Voidborn. Voidborn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on void ships become injured to some extent due to the reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero gravity environments. In many cases, slight spoilers for The Expanse, and it'll only be like a couple seconds. I really like The Expanse. I think it's one of the best sci-fi shows ever. And that arc where they had to deal with the injuries in low gravity was so cool, and I'd never thought about that before. But the way they couldn't like staunch bleeding and stuff, that was really interesting. Okay, spoilers over. I don't know how I'll post that, but oh well. Voidborn, those who gravity. In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or a strangeness to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart from others. So this looks more like a mage build because they have willpower and intelligence, but suffer strength. Hive world. A hive world population is so dense that great swaths of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities bejeweled with towering spires that pierce through the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's army and vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals, and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations as well. So this has fellowship and agility, but lacks willpower. Forge World. Forge Worlds are the domains of the Adeptus Mechanicus, entire planets ceded to the demands of vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing super complex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different Forge Worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. That's interesting. These are often colored by the technologies they specialize in manufacturing. The bulk of a Forge World population is utilized as a labor force, whilst the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. So they get intelligence and toughness, and then a penalty to fellowship. Imperial World. An Imperial World is one of a million planets. Wow, that is a lot of planets. United by the belief in the immortal God Emperor, hailing from the hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations. The inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are nevertheless part of the Imperium. Oh, so this one's kind of different than the others. You get to choose where to add your bonus points, and I don't know if they get negative points or not. Maybe you choose that too. Fortress World. Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen is a soldier, trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. They have bonuses to perception, willpower, and negative fellowships. I have no idea what any of these really mean outside of the bonuses, and they've also got features, but I feel like it would make this video really long and boring if I actually went through and read all of these, and I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'm going to go with Death World just because it sounds the gnarliest. Ooh. Okay, so now we're looking at my origin, which I guess is like the character background. The Astra Militarium, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium and the first line of defense from the myriad threats that endanger the existence of humanity in the 41st millennium. Oh wow, that's really far in the future. Okay. I didn't know if this was like Star Trek in like a few centuries in the future or something. You have served as one of the commanders of the Astra Militarium Regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. Commissar. Commissars of the Officio Prefectus are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of their Astra Militarium Regiment. You used to be one of the faithful servants of the God Emperor. Used to be. A living symbol of the Imperium authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. Crime Lord. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part to the narrowness of its vision. But a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark paths of smugglers and renegades that blind behind the facade of Imperium's society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. That sounds kind of cool. Oh gosh. Ministorum Priest. Ministorum, I think. The ecclesiarchy, known formally as the Adeptus Ministorum, is a vast institution that oversees the galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy's complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensure that prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all the while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. Used to be one of the fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping close watch on your congregation. Navy officer. Got an old-timey Captain Crunch hat. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and a commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. A noble. The high nobility of the Imperium are an enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You expected their obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family in solemn fealty. Sanctioned Psyker. Oh, this one's really long. I don't even know if I'm going to get to the game at this point. Psychers are feared and distrusted, but are nonetheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The role of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica is to recruit, identify, and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful who somehow survive the rigorous sanctioning rituals are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by the wielder of warp powers. You are one of those found worthy to serve humanity and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Note, damaging psyker powers count as weapon attacks, counting toward... Oh, that's not in the background. Okay, so what kind of character do I want to play? I wonder how much combat there's going to be in like the 10 minutes of playtime I actually get to. You know what? I might go with like a super charismatic build. What is carouse? Carouse, the skill affected by toughness character, represents the ability to resist negative effects. Okay. So toughness, willpower, lore, and carouse. Intelligence, fellowship, and persuasion. So if I'm gonna go charisma, it'll probably be a noble. Yeah, so if I'm gonna do that, I should probably pick a homeworld with a bonus, but or at the very least doesn't have a negative to fellowship. Fellowship, agility, and willpower. So it looks like the only one with the fellowship is the Hive World. So we'll go Hive World with Noble Triumph. Your strong presence, apex of brilliance. Your strong presence and persuasiveness stopped a feudal war between neighboring systems. Illustrious glory. You were named planetary governor and survived, having made useful connections on both sides of the law. You had a rival noble house's reputation destroyed and its members exiled from the sector. Oh, these give bonuses too. So persuasion, okay. Grim Portents. The mysterious tome that was discovered in your family library exacted a terrible toll on your mind, and that subtracts your lore of warp. Brand of shame, you are a bastard, an illegitimate member of a family that immediately turned its back on you. That kind of sounds like it goes against the stuff from earlier, doesn't it? That subtracts from your lore. Oh, so these are like the opposite of triumphs. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Shadow of Torment. You were kidnapped for ransom and your captors mistreated you up until the moment you were released. So I have to choose if I want less lore, less carouse, less lore warp. I like lore, so I think I'm going to go with less carouse. Archetypes. I guess this is just classes, but it looks like they break into subclasses later on at level 16 and then again at level 36. Okay, we have a warrior, an officer, an operative, a soldier, and a blade dancer. And then at 16, you can be an assassin, vanguard, bounty hunter, master technician, grand strategist, arch militant, executioner, and at the end, you become an exemplar. What are these? Can I find out more about them? Oh, whoa. How do I go back? Do any of these like get or base their damage on charisma like a warlock? Okay, this guy has bonuses to persuasion and coercion. This is the vanguard. Oh, whoops. Okay, bounty hunter. I figure what I would do is look at the advanced classes because it shows you which entry classes can go to which advanced classes. Like the operative can become, and I'm assuming it looks like, can be an assassin, a bounty hunter, a grand strategist, and an executioner, but not an arch militant, tactician, or vanguard. All right, let's look at the tactician, see what they've got. Agility, fellowship, persuasion. That looks pretty good. That's probably what I'll end up. Gosh darn it. Oh, this guy has persuasion too, though. I wonder how many times I'm going to do that before I realize to click 2 archetypes. I already know the soldier's not going to be based on charisma. Okay. So it looks like it's between these 3, or these 4. Let me look again. Browse. So does the thumbs up mean they're things that I already have, or are these things getting bonuses? So it's just everything listed. Okay. So fellowship, I think it's this guy, right? Who am I on? Master technician? Tactician? So I can be an officer. Oh wow, I can be a soldier. I was very wrong. Or blade dancer. Officers use willpower and fellowship to improve the combat capabilities of their allies. Soldier, range weapons. Swift, sword, special. So it's kind of like the blade dancer's like a barbarian crossed with a rogue, kind of. Well, no, because it says they avoid enemy attacks, so that's not very barbarian. I was looking at the more damage when injured thing. Hmm. 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 Guess I can base it off the skills. Though, man, I am kind of torn between these 2 classes. Strategist or tactician. I don't know what momentum is. Oh, it tells you. That's really cool. They did this in their other games, which I really liked. If you hover over a word, it'll pop up and tell you some stuff about it. Okay. Okay. Well, I just need to pick one because I'm spending too much time on this. Extra turns, verse, melee, dodge, and parry. I think I'm gonna go with the officer. Okay, and then it looks like a pretty standard assign points kind of deal. So I've already got a penalty to willpower. And fellowship. I thought fellowship had something to do with charisma. Persuasion. Oh, it does. Okay, it's just okay. So let's. Okay. Is there anything else that affects persuasion? I can't carry a tune to save my life. Coercion. Manipulate other people through intimidation, threats, and pressure. Logic. Arguments more convincing. So I probably want some logic, right? Or intelligence. Intelligence. I would spend so much more time on this if I was actually going to stick with this character, but I kind of just want it done quick. Perception. Okay, sure. Why not? That's cool. I'm not gonna look through all this though. Enter name. Sure. And it wants to give me the default name of Ignatius. But we're gonna go with Domino, because character creation should take 30 minutes or less. Come on. It filled up so fast, and then this last little bit's just struggling. I can only play for 6 minutes. I'm gonna have to record a part 2 to this. Maybe I should stop right here. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll stop this recording and I'll just make it just character creation. And then tomorrow I'll post a video of the actual 30 minutes of gameplay. That's probably the best way to do that, I think. I'm wondering if I should just cut it now, or, maybe just chit chat with you guys for a while. Oh, the game's playing. Whoops. Whoopsie poopsie. So there's a crowd and big doors. Gosh, it must be real hard to open that door. Big statues with big chains. I'm getting the sense that there are a lot of big things in this universe. I do think it's really, really cool that the portraits auto character created at the beginning. I thought that was really neat. Okay. Got my first dialogue, but like I said, I'm going to have to save that for another video. I'd feel terrible if I only played 5 minutes of this. You guys wouldn't even get to see the game. Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, I really like the Pathfinder games. I actually need to go back to Wrath of the Righteous because I haven't played any of the DLC at all. And I know that they did 2 years of content for that, which is insane. I mean, that's probably like a whole nother game if you added up all the DLC into one. I wonder if this is going to have a mechanic like those games where you're sort of soft locked by a calendar, where you have to do things by a certain time. I mean, I could see that in space. I have no idea what the story is, though. I don't know if Rogue Trader is like a big thing in the lore, or if it's something just made up for this game. I really don't know anything about Warhammer, which actually makes this pretty exciting because I'll get to learn about something that is like a blind spot in my nerddom, Something I don't really know much about any tabletop games, but I know the least amount of stuff about Warhammer. So this will be pretty exciting. I hope. I know this probably wasn't the most riveting video of all time since it was literally just a character creator, but I do hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you'll enjoy the next video too whenever I upload that, hopefully tomorrow, because I'm gonna record these back to back, so that would make sense. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. So stay awesome, be awesome, and most importantly, be excellent to each other.